present here. Today's theme for our assembly is World Drug Day. International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, also known as World Drug Day, is celebrated annually on June 26th. The theme of World Drug Day 2021 is Better Knowledge for Better Care, which emphasizes the needs to improve the understanding of the world drug problems and how better knowledge will foster greater international cooperation for countering its impact on health, governance, and security. The day is dedicated to eradicating drug abuse and neutralize the systematic challenges which sustain the illegal drug issues. And now, to put a beginning to our assembly, I call upon Irene for the school prayer.
Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I love to sing your praises. I'm so glad you're in my life. I'm so glad you came to save us. You came from heaven to earth to show the way. From the earth to the cross, my debt to pay. From the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I love to sing your praises. I'm so glad you're in my life. I'm so glad you came to save us. You came from heaven to earth to show the way. From the earth to the cross, my debt to pay. From the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on high.
A day without prayer is a day without blessing, and a life without prayer is a life without power. So, for today's school prayer, I call upon Parvati.
Father of all mercies, I offer you my studies and our duties, plus our institution, our teachers and our students. Mary school always be home of truth, wisdom, faith and excellence. Help me to build the whole community, inspire me to choose good and follow truth. Kindly lead and bless us on the way. Amen.
The primary purpose of reading the Bible is not to know the Bible, but to know God. So I call upon Esther to read us a few verses from the Bible.
Likewise, the Spirit also helps us in our weakness, for we do not know how we ought to pray for the Spirit makes intercession with us according to the will of God. And we also know that he that searcheth the heart knows the mind of the Spirit, for he makes intercession with us according to the will of God. And we also know that all things work together for good to those who love God and to those who do his will.
Now I call upon Joshua for the National Pledge.
National Pledge. India is my country, and all Indians are my brothers and sisters. I love my country, and I am proud of its rich and varied heritage. I shall always strive to be worthy of it. I shall give respect to my parents, teachers, and all elders, and treat everyone with courtesy. To my country and to my people, I pledge my devotion. In their well-being and prosperity alone lies my happiness. Jai Hind.
With a new day comes new strength and new thoughts. So I call upon Devina for the thought of the day.
Good morning, all. Thought for the day is at the root of all addiction is the pain. That means in a family, if a person starts using drugs, they will have financially, physically, and mentally instability, and their family life will be spoiled, and their love will be gone, and the family will be like a hell. This is the some few points if a person starts using drugs. Thank you.
A man with a scant vocabulary will almost certainly be a weak thinker. So I call upon Shemin for today's vocabulary word.
Morning all. Today's word of the day is dipsomania. Its spelling is Dipsomania. Its meaning is a person who drinks alcohol to excess, or in other words, an alcoholic. In Malayalam, Madhyapanasaktan. In Hindi, Madhyasti. And in French, dipsomanie. I repeat the word dipsomania. Thank you and have a nice day.
Journalism can never be silent. That is its greatest virtue and its greatest fault. It must speak and speak up immediately while the echoes of wonder, the claim of triumph, and the signs of horror are still in the air. And now I request Shiva to deliver the news.
Good morning, everyone. Today's news headlines. Kerala on high alert as 3 villages report cases of Delta Plus variant. Nearly 3 villages in Kerala have put under lockdown after a study detected the presence of highly infectious Delta Plus variant in some COVID-19 patients. As fear of third wave looms large, COVID-19 numbers rise again in Maharashtra. Maharashtra on Thursday reported 9,844 new cases of COVID-19 and 197 fresh deaths due to the virus. On Wednesday, the state reported more than 10,000 COVID-19 cases after a gap of 1 week. Windows 11 has a universal mute button for audio video calling apps. Windows 11 is the biggest upgrade to the Windows operating system. Not just a refreshing design, Microsoft new Windows 11 brings some nifty features that the company said are results of shift in consumer habits during the pandemic. China launches first bullet train in Tibet, close to the Indian border. China on Friday operationalized its first fully electrified bullet train in the remote Himalayan region of Tibet. That's all the news for today. Thank you.
A book is a gift you can open again and again. So I call upon Samuel for book review.
My name is Samuel Titus, and I would like to review a recent book that I am reading, which is called Think Like a Billionaire by James Altucher. James is noted an entrepreneur and a best-selling author of the book Choose Yourself. Think Like a Billionaire has an e-book edition which was published in October 2019, and portions of this book have appeared on the James Altucher Show, which has interviewed 15 of the most successful people in the world to figure out just what makes them tick, and the conclusions might surprise you. While you read this book, you will find out the most successful people, money wasn't their ultimate goal. It was a natural byproduct of following their passions and developing good habits that enabled them to take advantage of their success and to learn from their failures. I would like to conclude with a note from Mr. Naveen Jain from InfoSpace, whose interview is in this book. He says, "To me, there are only 2 things that are needed to become successful entrepreneur. One is dreaming so big that everyone thinks you are crazy. And second is completely not having to worry about the fear of failure. And if you combine those 2 things, there is nothing impossible for you." Thank you.
Our life begins to end the day we start becoming silent about things that matter. So I call upon Hari Govind for a short speech.
Respected CEO, principal, teachers, and my dear friends, a very warm good morning to one and all present here. International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking is observed as an expression of its determination to strengthen action and cooperation to achieve the goal of an international society free of drug abuse. On this day, people, communities, organizations across the globe try to raise awareness about the problem that occur due to illicit drugs. As we are reading in newspapers and news channels these days that 20% of the youth of the whole world use drugs. It is a very deadly drug which promotes many diseases. Today's youth has no idea that by consuming it, you will gradually get used to it and your body will start dying slowly. This special day aims at combating misinformation and promotes sharing the facts on drugs, and also to create awareness of evidence-based prevention, health risks, and the solutions available to tackle the world drug problem. By working together, we can tackle the world drug problem, said the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, the UN arm that fights against illicit drugs and international crime related to trafficking. The COVID-19 pandemic has proved that working together is crucial to tackling any crisis. Community and family support are essential to people who are vulnerable to drug use, says experts. Around 275 million people use drugs globally in the last year. Over 36 million people suffered from drug use disorders. The use of illicit drugs has serious medical complications that include sleep disruption, insomnia, severe anxiety, increased heart rate, seizures, strokes, mental confusion, brain damage, lung disease, problems with memory, attention and decision making, which makes daily living more difficult. The motive of celebrating International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking is to create a safe space for all the people in a community while working towards the addictions and ill effects. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 crisis, people are now more aware of their health, protective measures to stay fit, and safeguarding each other. Amid the pandemic, a sense of solidarity and need to ensure health for anyone continues to rise. Every individual should try to do their part by knowing and sharing genuine facts along with their solutions. The United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime spreads awareness, urges governments to avoid stimulating the narco economy and deal with the illicit trafficking of drugs in disguise of legal pharmaceutical businesses. Thank you and have a nice day.
And now we have a guest speaker, Srimati Rajeshwari R. Nair. She belongs to 2008 batch of IRS. She has done BA in Communicative English from CMS College Kottayam and secured first rank in the university. She has done Masters in Communication and Journalism from Kerala University with first rank. She was the recipient of the prestigious Kausalya Narayana Award for the Best Probationer during her training in the National Academy of Customs and Indirect Taxes. She has worked as Assistant Commissioner, Deputy Commissioner and Joint Commissioner at Chennai Customs, Large Taxpayer Unit, Chief Commissioner's Office Kochi and Central GST Kochi. And now she is an Additional Commissioner in Customs House Kochi. So I welcome you, ma'am, to share a few words with us.
Good morning, everyone. We are in the midst of an unprecedented times arising out of the COVID-19 pandemic. One of the significant lessons this pandemic has taught us is that our health and immunity are of paramount importance. Hence, it is imperative that all of us, especially our young generation, should abstain from any habits that can adversely impact our health and quality of life. 26th of June is being observed as the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. It is an unfortunate fact that our young generation is prone to fall into this trap of substance abuse just out of curiosity or for fun. But what they fail to understand or realize is that these habits induce long-lasting repercussions on our physical, mental, and emotional health. The use of illicit drugs can lead to serious medical complications like heart and lung diseases and even cancer. It can even affect our nervous system, not to speak of the mental disorders like anxiety, depression, and schizophrenia. Drug abuse is a catalyst for major social problems like violence, crime, and other illegal activities like terrorism. Various agencies of and departments of the central and state governments like the police, the customs, the Narcotics Control Bureau are committed in the fight against drug abuse and illegal trafficking. As responsible citizens, it is our duty to support these endeavors. So, on this day, let us make a promise that we would never indulge in the use of drugs or any other substance which is harmful to our health. Instead of searching for temporary pleasure by the use of drugs, we should be able to find real happiness through engaging in positive and productive activities like music, dance, reading, or arts. Investing our time and energy in pursuing our passion would bring us more happiness. I wish and hope that each one of you would be true to this commitment in our efforts towards a healthy and happy future. My best wishes for the students, teachers, and faculty of the Rajas International School, Kottayam. Thank you and Jai Hind.
And now we have a special program put up by Tanya, Ethan, Elvis, and team.
Addiction basically means a condition where a person cannot stop the use of a thing or substance due to its early uncontrolled use. Good morning all, I'm Tanya Mary Thomas of class 10A. Today, I'm here to give a brief and succinct awareness about drug addiction, its causes, and to present some scenarios showing the usage of different drugs. Drug addiction simply means the uncontrolled use of drugs like alcohol, cocaine, etc. Knowing the fact that it can lead to fatal and acute health conditions, people use it to gain certain pleasure. It is the undelightful background, depressive atmosphere, and negative peer influence that invigorate and prompt people to use drugs. Let us now see some scenarios showing the use of different types of drugs. Drinking alcohol. Smoking of tobaccos. Usage of powdered drugs. And pills. Now let us see some effects of drug abuse. It damages our immune system and makes us vulnerable to infectious diseases. It also damages relationships between families and friends. Losing jobs, financial troubles, sexual abuse, accidents and injuries are some other consequences of drug abuse. Now that we saw the usage of different types of drugs and its effect in our life, it's time to find a solution to this problem. Let us now see different ways how we can prevent drug abuse.
Educate yourself. Learn about the physical, biological, and social effects of drug misuse. Learn healthy ways to cope with stress, as stress is one of the primary reasons that drives people to drug misuse. Develop close bonds with family, as a loving family works as a support system and helps you deal with your pressure in life. It also helps you to keep a distance from addictive substance. Choose your friends mindfully. Find friends who won't force you to do harmful things. And finally, develop a healthy lifestyle.
Let us all try not to be victims of drug addiction. So, say no to drugs and yes to a healthy lifestyle.
No to drugs, say yes to healthy life.
Hope this was helpful. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Our teachers don't just teach, but they also prepare us for the road ahead. So I call upon Surmi Miss for today's Teachers Talk.
Respected CEO, principal, teachers, and my dear students. The word drug, when it comes to one's mind, is taken in a negative sense as it is often misused. If the drugs are used for serving a useful purpose, it could bring a considerable change in the lives of people. The drugs is not a dangerous substance itself, but people misuse it in many ways. It is highly dangerous and can cause serious health problems if one takes it on a regular basis. The drug has become a trend in today's world. Today's generation has become obsessed with following whatever is new or trending in the world. Such is the situation in case of drug. By Resolution 42/112 of 7th December 1987, the General Assembly decides to observe 26 June as the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking as an expression of its determination to strengthen action and cooperation to achieve the goal of an international society free of drug abuse. Supported each year by individuals, communities, and various organizations all over the world, this global observance aims to raise awareness of the major problem that illicit drugs represent to society. If we will not reduce the demand for illicit drugs, we can never fully tackle cultivation, production, or trafficking. To tackle the problem that illicit drugs is supported by communities, different organizations, and people from all over the world. The main principle of them is to protect the youth and to promote welfare to humankind. So, dear children, drug has the power to take away all the good things we have in our lives and ultimately our lives. Don't let that happen. Warm wishes on this International Anti-Drug Day. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Now I request our principal, Mr. Johnson, to share a few words with us.
Respected CEO sir, teachers, and my dear students, I hope all of you are healthy. Let us try to be healthy always. Today we think about drug abuse. It is a lethal weapon by which many see their end. It is more dangerous than any other disease. It is so gripping that it takes a lot of effort to do away with it. There are many justifications for its use, like the peer group pressure, youthful exploration, an attitude to escape from these responsibilities, finding a resort to bury the deep pains. The list goes like this. Whatever the justifications, we should understand one thing. It never solves any problem. It only kills. There is a kind of snake in the Atlantic Ocean. When it bites, the victim feels immensely happy and starts laughing. But it does not last long. He dies after a few minutes. So also the drug users. Let us be vigilant. Let us not be the prey for drugs. It gives only pain and death. Thank you.
A man is a patriot if his heart beats true to his country. So I request all of you to rise with respect to our national anthem.